Yep, absolutely right. We are going to need someone to basically start building rooms or clearing debris. Let's have a look at this room. Now, we could build a guerrilla tactics school, which I know is very useful. This is not really explained, but basically it's used to train soldiers and give them new abilities and stuff like that. That's going to be quite useful. Other than that, we have a lab which will increase our research speed, but we need scientists to do that. We don't have any. A workshop which will help engineers, again, improve their kind of efficiency. Not very useful at the moment because we've only got one engineer. A power relay, well, we're fine for power on the ship, so I think the best thing we can do is build a guerrilla tactics school in here.
We'll start work on the new facility right away, Commander. I'll send word when it's up and running.
Yeah, so I'm going to assign that engineer that we've just got to building it, and we've gone from 14 days to 7 days, so she has halved that engineer has halved the amount of time it's going to take to build it, which is superb. Again, everything is against the clock here, so good news. Right, let's head back to the bridge then. I guess it's probably the best thing we can do, and take a look at the current objectives we have, because we got, if you look down the bottom right there, we've got alien biotech on the go. Guerrilla Tactics School is now on the queue as well. We've got 7 days before we can build that.
I don't know where people are getting those damn Advent burgers, but if I find another wrapper stuffed under one of these command consoles, there's gonna be hell to pay.
Nice. And yeah, so this is our queue at the moment. Alien Biotech 3 days. Guerrilla Tactics School 7 days. Supply drop, which is where we can get some kind of free loot, in other words, supplies and intel and God knows what else, from the Advent from the Resistance network, not the Advent network. That's who we're fighting. But we can get some like free stuff from them. Basically, that happens once a month, so that'll happen in a few days. So let's head back to the bridge and see what they got for us.
Local resistance forces in the area can get you into the site, but you will need to make contact with their network first. This is only the beginning, Commander. Your leadership will be a beacon to our people across the globe.
Right, so that is where they think the black site is, or one of these black sites. Ooh, we can get an engineer by doing that mission. Let's just explain. So, yeah, what we have at the moment is we basically currently have resistance contacts in India. And we need, in order to get to that black site, we need to spread our kind of network to East Africa. So we need to make contact with resistance networks. Sorry, I'm struggling to say resistance networks all the way across from India to here to get any kind of access to that. That is part of our research. We actually have to research that, if I remember rightly. So going to take a bit of time. For now, I'm going to head up to here because we can get another engineer, and we need engineers desperately at this point. We don't need rookies. That's not very important. We don't really need the extra soldiers. Famous last words. But we should be okay for them. So we're going to spend 5 days looking for engineers at this stockade, which we can scan for, and we'll get alien biotech in 1 day. Here we go.
Much of my own research based upon this simple design. If only I had known. Ah, Commander, excellent timing. There's been some progress. I've managed to break down several key components of the chip implanted into your skull. My analysis reveals that its primary function was that of a conduit, passing a vast amount of data directly to your cerebral cortex. With the primary connection severed, much of that data is lost. Several fragments do remain, however. Ghosts, if you will. Observe. Tactical combat simulations. War games. The sheer volume of encounters you were processing was astounding. It is truly remarkable that you survived as long as you did. Though this may seem disconcerting, there is still some good news. This chip bears a striking resemblance to a medical implant I briefly assisted in developing at the gene therapy clinic in New Providence. My understanding was that the implants were intended for high-ranking Advent officers only, captains or above. Retrieving a chip from such an officer would be the only way to know for certain. A greater understanding of these implants would undoubtedly benefit us all, Commander.
New objective added.
Right, so to kind of sum that up in a nutshell, we had that chip in our head because they were using us to run battle simulations through us, effectively using us a bit kind of Matrix style, I guess, using our brain as a kind of well, not so much a power, I guess in the Matrix as a power source, but I can't remember, I watched that film for years, but they had us plugged into a system and they were running us as kind of like a CPU, I guess, kind of like making us run battle simulations constantly using that chip. So what we've got now is the opportunity to go after an Advent officer and effectively retrieve a chip directly from an Advent officer. Now, basically, to do that, we're going to have to do an autopsy on an Advent officer. Now, I think we already have one of those.
Have clearly been modified to allow for their subordinates to receive new orders psionically. The implanted chip is the key.
Yeah, so that's the crux of it, is that they have these chips, which, again, they receive from a central... They receive signals or instructions from a central system, and then they can relay that psionically, telepathically, to their troops. So, yeah, it looks like we are going to... We've got an advanced warfare centre has been made available on the left there because of that research we've already done. But we can also now research do a sectoid autopsy and an Advent officer autopsy. So there we go. Yep, we can make an AWC, Advanced Warfare Centre. That means, in other words, we've got to build more stuff, which we need more engineers for. So it's a good thing we're looking for engineers as we speak. So we have a few things. These stars next to these two mean that they are, if you like, they're story-driven missions. It's going to take 5 days to do an autopsy on the officer. We do have a corpse. We have one. See there on the right. There's a cost. One Advent officer corpse. We have an Advent officer corpse, so you can do an autopsy. More, so better him than me because I wouldn't want to do it. And we have resistance communications. God, resistance communications. We can research that to get us the ability to contact other resistance pockets. So right now it's kind of a toss-up. Do we go for the black site by getting resistance communications and talking to other resistance groups, or do we do the officer autopsy and work out what this chip was for? This is what the game is really good at. It kind of constantly forces you to make decisions, knowing that you don't have time to do everything, or gives you that feeling you don't have time to do everything. I am going to say that I want to understand more. I think at this point I want to understand more about the officers. I know for a fact, having played this game already, spoilers, by doing resistance comms, it means that we have to build another facility. We don't have engineers to do that. So basically this research doesn't really give us much. It gives us the ability to build a new facility. I mean, it's obviously progresses the story, but we're not going to have the engineers to build this yet anyway. So I'm going to go for officer autopsy.
The Advent officers appear to be similar, if not physically the same as the common Advent trooper in terms of power and agility. However, field reports indicate a more developed mental acuity, as the officers do provide tactical directives to the subordinate Advent forces.
Yep, just as I said, better him than me. Looks a pretty horrible job. Sorry, Doctor. I'll leave you to it. It'll take a little while.
Experience, Advent generally deploys heavy security rather than subterfuge when it comes to protecting their primary facilities, at least the ones I had access to personally. If they have gone to the trouble of hiding this black site, I suspect our findings there will lead us to even greater questions.
Okay, well, yeah, they get there again some more insight from the Doctor. Obviously, he's worked for them. He knows about Advent, this alien group. So probably worth listening to him. For now, let's head back to the bridge. Not a lot we can do. We have to wait for that research to complete. We have to wait for these places to build, and crucially, we need this engineer. One day. Right, there we go. So we have found Dr. Marcus Schultz, an engineer. So I would say let's fly back to the Resistance HQ for now.
For the Indian
So we can now use him. We can use his experience, his engineering capacity. We definitely need it. Let's pop out of there just a second and see what we can get him to work doing. I think the best thing we can get him doing is clearing debris, definitely. It's going to take 3 days for that guerrilla tactics school. We can only have one engineer there working on building it, which is we already have Flynn working
Commander,
on that.
so far I haven't seen anything critical among the alien components left over in this area. If we clean this stuff out, we could probably use this space for a new facility.
Yep, so let's put Marcus there.
Excavation is
Begin
underway, Commander.
excavation.
But it's going to take some time to get all that stuff cleared out.
Yep, fair enough. Don't worry, Lily. That's fine. 5 days. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's not a horrendous amount of time. But yeah, so there we are. So Guerrilla Tactics School is top of the list at the moment on the right there. I just went away. There we are. So 3 days it's going to take to build that. In the meantime, we can either go to the abandoned colony, or we can basically scan to get intel. I think we're going to do that, honestly. It's probably the best use of our time. And this on the right hand side here ticks down. Hopefully we should have...
Guerrilla Tactics School, now operational.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, perfect. So, we have a Guerrilla Tactics School, and this allows us to research some abilities for our squad. We can do new combat tactics, most of which we can't afford yet. We can spend 75 supplies. If you look up the top right there, we currently have 150-ish, so it would be quite a bulk of our supplies. Enemies drop additional items with every loot drop. Not very useful. I'm not excited about that. But let's open this up, because what we can do here is we can actually train rookies to be specific classes. So you know how I said when a rookie basically levels up, promotes for the first time, they choose a specialism. Well, that is basically at random. So what we have is a group of guys who we have, well, if we order by class, we have 1 grenadier, 2 rangers, 2 sharpshooters, and 1 specialist. So at the moment, myself and Danny could be any of these, but we are low on grenadiers and specialists. So I think, given that realistically speaking, I'm not really a frontline guy, I'm better with tech, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the initiative here, and I want to train myself to be a specialist. There we go. It's going to take 5 days to train me in the use of drones and God knows what else, but basically I'm going to end up being the same specialism as Juliette, who has her little drone there. She's obviously skilled in it already. I am not. So that's why I'm being trained. You can see their specialist training is going to take 5 days. So Danny is going to hopefully, I think, well, what are we low on? Is it a grenadier? Yeah, we're probably going to give him a grenadier specialism once I'm trained, because we can only have 1 person in the Guerrilla Tactics School at a time. So let's hop back into the bridge and continue scanning. It's the alien officer autopsy. It's going to take another day.
Although we have allies scattered in cities throughout the globe who are willing to share their knowledge of Advent's operations, the aliens are actively pursuing them. It will be up to you to ensure the safety of our operatives, Commander. Good luck.
Right, so this is a mission straight from the council. We have to extract a VIP. Those are hard missions, if I remember rightly. But it's a doctor, it's a scientist, and we'll also get some intel. So this is a big mission. We're going to do it because it's going to be a big one. Right, we need to choose carefully who we're taking. I think we're going to take an experienced team with us. I want to take Bella because she's a ranger. I want a ranger on the team. I don't want 2 rangers, so let's put... I think we want a specialist on the team, ideally. Someone who's going to be... Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to put Juliette on there. We're going to take Franklin, because he's... No, actually, no we're not. No, we're not. Because he's a sharpshooter. You know what? Screw it. We're going to take 2 rangers. We are going to take 2 rangers, contrary to what I said before. 2 rangers in Bella and Vamonos. And we're also going to take a grenadier, King, and yeah, we're going to take also 1 of the specialists. We're going to take, well, we've only got 1 specialist, Squaddy, Juliette, Boom Mitsubishi. I think that's all we can do really. We have no other customization options particularly. I think we can maybe customize some of their weapons. We have an upgrade stint for agility, the ability to dodge, which could be good. We also have weapon upgrades, a repeater which gives possibly 3 instant kills. can basically gives you a reasonable chance of killing someone instantly. Not that great. I'm going to give a bounce on that. Crucially, Kingmaker, she has 2 grenades with her, and that's going to be useful, I think, in this mission. We need to be very careful we don't obviously accidentally kill our VIP as we extract them, but you know, always good to have as much ordnance as you can. So here they go. Good luck, guys. Be careful.
Sky Ranger deployed.
Yeah, these are difficult missions, these extraction missions, so
In position to drop.
a little bit nervous, but I'm sure the guys are going to do us proud.
For our help in extracting a VIP who had been providing reconnaissance data in this area. We've got the coordinates, but it's likely we'll have to clear out a contingent of hostile forces to make this work.
Right, so yeah, we're going to have, I think, the VIP from the outset with us. In other words, we're going to pick them up, and we've got to get them to an extraction point. Always a bit difficult, because there's going to be just waves of Advent enemies coming at us. So I'm sure these guys will do me proud, but let's just hope they're careful.